Absolutely. Yeah, there's going to be lots of opportunity for it. So can't wait. Okay, that's all from me. I'm going to stop sharing my screen here, Jane, and I'm going to pass it over to you to play some games.
All right. So good afternoon from beautiful Edmonton. It's 22 degrees out, and when I'm done, I'm going to walk home, which will be, like I say, just a burst of joy, enjoying this beautiful weather. I'll be there in person October 2nd. John and I are looking forward to our first longer in-person sessions. If any of you want something for your school, you need to email phone my office and let them know you want me to drive it to you so you don't get any shipping. I'm happy to do that. And we leave the morning of October 2nd, so we need to know over the next week or so. All right, my goal here is to play my favorites from these great kits that Jesse and Lynn ordered for you. The games that I picked are also ones that are easiest to differentiate and games that I would use literally all year long. So I want you to get started. I want you to have stuff you don't have to think about once the kids know it, and just the versatility. I'll be flipping back and forth from playing on my screen to asking questions and that kind of thing. Right at the front, there's my email if you have questions. I have put in the math journal pages right at the front. This is the perfect time of the year. You've gotten to know your kids over three weeks. Probably you've gotten a good sense. And I hope that you guys will all create a math games journal. So I would recommend one binder per child, dollar store. And this is where you are going to be collecting and storing all the work that kids do through play. When we have kids play, we can document it, they can document it, and it's perfect for assessment. So when if you were to go through my journal, depending, it's really kind of hard to show it full screen here because it's in my binder. But it may contain photographs if kids are unable or not ready yet to record. It will contain work samples that I've assessed. And it grows throughout the year. Right at the front, though, is the table of contents. This is my grade 2's table of contents. And each week I teach one game. I record the name of it and what our brains are working on. I am going to teach you horse race today. I am going to teach you subtraction face-off, and I am actually going to teach you warp 18. The journal allows you to keep recycling the concepts, and that's why I said to you, the games I teach today, you can use all year long. The next thing I've included are some concept skills checklists. You will see some of those today when I start playing the games. I've put in general adding, subtracting, and then some specific to the games that we're going to play. And once you see a few samples, you'll know that I put the kids' names down there and I scan across to see where they are mathematically. So we're going to get playing. This is, if I had my preference, this would be like a half day or a full day session. So let's get going. And I'm going to ask that you take out your dice tray. I forget exactly how many of these kits are in each school, but there's a lot. And if you can get your hands on having 4 to 6 of them permanently in your room, that would be awesome, because then you could use this literally every day in rotating centers.
Jane, we have them mostly set up as like half class sets. So like a box of say 15 to 17 of them. So a teacher can just take the whole, 17 to their room.
So that's enough almost for your whole class. We always share these, typically one between 2 players. And the first thing I would tell you is you have to learn how to manage it. Otherwise, the kids will open it like this and splat it. So we do need to teach them how to take it apart. Yours are new, they'll have tape. Then when we take it apart, we chomp it like what we call like an alligator. And I have the kids open it this way, because it's way easier to take the dice out without losing them and spilling them. So I call that the alligator. Chomp, flip, and take it apart. When we clean up, I'm going to take that lid and have the kids karate chop to clean up. In those virtual classroom lessons, I'll be teaching this directly. You can see how quickly it is to put it away if we do karate chop. Karate chop it. And now we have it all put away. And I would use a very heavy duty elastic. I like the elastic for security, but I also will use it for place value at our next session. So chop, flip, and I take it apart. One player is always white. The other player is always blue. We have many, many different styles of this game, horse race. It is a student favorite. There are my first graders. That's what it would look like in the classroom. I want the kids playing on the floor so they don't lose stuff. And I would encourage you as well, if you're able to arrange it, Math Buddies. This is grade 5, playing with a first grader. And he's been directly taught to work on commutative property with them and count on strategies from the greatest add-in. He'll go back and he'll be doing multiplication. All right, so Jess, you're the only one I can see. So you are going to be my partner. Yeah. And you guys can play along with your tray.
Me too, every time.
So I'm going to stand on the phone. Remember that we would have taken it apart properly. Greatest sum wins. I'm playing horse race. It's in your packet as well as the concept skills checklist. So I'm blue. Jess is white. I've got 2 + 1 is 3. Jess?
I've got 5 + 3 is 8.
8. And you would say 8 is a greater sum than 3. Mine go into the barn. Here in Edmonton, we call this the ice rink and the penalty box because we love our Oilers. 3, 4, and right now the Oilers seem to be losing. Oh, you've got a powerful.
Ooh, powerful 10. 6 + 4 is 10. 10 is a greater sum than 4. Into the penalty box, Jane.
Yep, shake. Oops, I got to put blue on my side. There's my powerful 10. So Jess and my group, how many of you think I beat Jess finally? You can do a thumbs up in your picture. I think she has, and I can ask questions like that as I'm walking around and circulating. That's that math right now. When I ask that, it's number sense and probability. What happens when we roll 2 dice? And I have 10 is a greater sum than
2 + 6 is 8.
Yep. Right. And notice what I'm doing to Jessie and what I would want those older students to do, or you to model when kids are working 6, 7, 8. If it comes up like that, I want them going 6, 7, 8, counting on from the greatest. That's that turnaround commutative property. This game is called Horse Race. It's in your handout. All right, let's keep going, Jess.
Yep.
Shake, catch, 6, 7, 8, 9.
5 and 1 is 6.
9 is a greater sum, so right now it is a tie game. Shake, catch, woo, double plus 1 more. There's 5 and 5, 10, and 1 more makes 11. Jess, I think I beat you. What do you think?
I think you did too. The only way that I could win is 6 and 6. Oh!
When there's a tie, we both go in. And I have had, Jessie, that happen where, you know, that my other roller got the 12. That was highly unusual. Kids will know this, you guys. And that's a journal type writing question. Did you have any unusual rolls in your game? And there's one right there.
Mm-hmm.
I have 6.
I have 9.
9 is a greater sum. Your second language learners, we want them saying that math vocabulary over and over again. Shake, catch, 4, 5, 6, 7. Ooh, Jess, I'm rolling good.
Ooh, I got 11 again. Doubles plus 1.
Yep. All right, let's see who wins. I could still, we've got 2 tosses left. And I could still win, even though, well, no, I could not win. I could just tie you. There's another great kind of journal question when you're walking around. Can blue still win? No, it can only tie. 6 + 1 is 7. Jess, this is a much harder question to answer when we roll 7 because it's right in that bell curve. Do you think you beat me?
I'm going to go with yes. This is the winning round. Ooh, by 1.
8 is a greater sum. Shake, catch. I've got 7 again. One more time predicting, Jess.
I'm going to say you won this round. I'm lower than 7. Ooh, I got 8 again.
So this is the wipeout, you guys. And what we would do is shake hands. We'd say, good game. And kids will argue over color. So you've always got to schedule 2 times in. Look at me chomp, flip, and take it apart again. And I'm going to take white, and Jess is going to take blue. Now, one thing you could do, I just dropped a die. Ugh. Ugh, that's frustrating. I will find it when we start playing the next game. Let me show you the really simple graphing extension. Who won, blue or white? Kids will tell you blue's extra lucky. That is not true. I think just demonstrated that perfectly. She wiped me out. So I would just do a 2-column etc. A tally chart. You could ask this question. How many ties in your game? Because all children are playing with the same amount of dice, you can keep track. We only had 1 tie. So again, this graph would look like this. We had 1 tie, 2 ties, 3 ties, 4 ties, and so on. We had 1 tie in that game, Jesse. What you're going to find out over time, though, is that 3 is the most probable number of ties in a simple adding game. And then we could also describe the game. Describe your game. And that was a wipeout because Jesse had 2.5 rows to my 1 and a bit. So that's a wipeout. Sometimes they're a perfect dead heat, and sometimes they're too close to call. So that's horse race. So I am going to show you the resources. A lot of your schools have these books, but anytime I play with the dice, it comes out of the K3 rolling into math, and it's full of fluency. And what I do want to show you is that game written full out. So there's horse race, and embedded in there are the journal work questions that I've just talked about. And there's some of their recorded work. You can see here, describe our game. These are my first graders. Look at all the wipeouts and the too close to calls. And there was fewer dead heats. So this resource gives you the full rules and journal questions for all the games and the math talk. Before we leave that game, for my first graders, an example of what might be recorded. This is an old recording sheet. I'd record it right on the horse race sheet. But can you record all your sums? And circle who had the biggest. So 5 plus 4, 9, 5 plus 3, 8. The kinders they were playing with were just recording their numbers, not the full math sentence. So many of our teachers here are dealing with well over half their class as second language learners. And one of the things I'd like to share with you is that you can make these books this is my Spanish speaking one, so I could learn how to play that game in Spanish. You could make one for the kids, or they can make their own. So it's written in English, so they have the right math vocabulary. So this is horse race in Spanish. I had this right beside me and my tutor when I started learning Spanish. White or blue, tiros los dados, that means roll the dice. And I had to learn to speak the math. 4 más 4 igual 8. And I had this in front of me for about 3 weeks of playtime. I had to learn the word for tie. Hey, empatados, we both put them in, and my dobles. Eventually, I started to learn the multiplication. And there's my powerful tens. What about creating one of those in English for your little one that's just arrived from Ukraine? Or like I had, Jess, I did a kindergarten night on Thursday night, kindergarten only, with their parents. And what was really cool is I had this little boy from Syria, and he was so mathematical. You could see him do everything with the shaker and the trays, but no English yet. So his older fourth grade sister started teaching him in English. And so when I went over to join that family, I said, you teach me in Arabic, which was really hard. It was very foreign sounding to me, but I tried. And that's the thing, teachers, if you have second language learners, you put something in their hand, they'll try it. And I'm telling you, my tutor in Spanish, you go, nope, say it in Spanish, say it again. You didn't pronounce it right. Nope, do it again. And that's okay. I was having fun. I had dice in my hand. All right, so that is horse race. That is the basic game, and there's the skills checklist, and there's the rules on page number 8 and 9. So if I were looking at Jessie, she was subitizing to 6 because she said her numbers right out loud when I recorded them. She was easily adding to 12. I was starting to coach her on counting on from the greatest number, but she wasn't doing that for me. She was just telling me the sum.
Jane, can you scooch the page down just a smidge?
Yep.
Yeah, there we go. Perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And you did do doubles plus 1 for me. I heard that a number of times. And we had a few doubles in there too. So, Jessie, I'm watching you when I'm walking around the class, and these are the things I'm seeing that you have in place. Okay? That's how I use these lists. Jessie, you're doing great for the beginning of grade 1.
Thank you. I love those checklists. I use those all the time. I think those are fabulous.
And there's the grid where I might have the kids fill in. I make them record just once a week. We just want them playing. When I do this virtually on our family nights, we play with Cheerios. So I have 6 plus 2 is 8. Jessie had 4 plus 1, 5. So whoever fills up their Cheerios first, we share an even share and then have our snack. This I would put right into that binder, you guys, because there is the annotated rules, the simple rules that the kids can remember. All right, we're going to go on to Warp 18. It's also this is also a horse race style game. There's the checklist, and I've got some really good samples to show you of my actual grade 2s. And so Jess, if you wouldn't mind playing with me again.
Of course.
I believe they got a big deck in their kits. Am I correct on that?
A big one, like the big teacher ones?
Yeah.
Yeah, big one, and then lots of the little ones.
Yeah. So I'm just going to teach. They also got squeezy dice, which I don't literally have. Oh, I do.
Fine.
So when we play Warp 18, we're going to be working on the associative property. This is more for grade 2, 3s, although I do find lots of first graders get there. So associative property, and that property says no matter how we group the addends, the sum will be the same. So commutative was 5, 6, 7. 2 plus 5 is still 7, but it's better to go 5, 6, 7. Count on from the greatest. It's better to go 5, 6, 7 than 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 because we lose track, right? When we go on to the associative property, it's a grouping property, and I'll show them with either my big cards or my squeezy dice, that no matter how we group it, so if I roll these 3 addends, 10 plus 5 equals 15. I love powerful 10s. There's my double plus 1, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And if I group it 9 plus 6, and I take 1 to make my 10, I've still got 15. So I'm going to be working on this concept for horse race. Warp 18. 10 plus 5 is 15. 11 plus 4 is still 15. and 9 plus 6, still 15. When I do that in a family night or in the classroom, I would literally have the kids, 3 children holding this card, and I would make them group. Literally, I put the number 6 and 4 kids together, put your arms on each other's shoulders. That's going to be the bracket when they get into ordered thinking. And then I go, oh, no, let's fight. And 4 and 5 go and hang out together. 9 and 6 is 15. So I literally am going to act that concept out before I get to the game. And again, with our games, there's so much inherent practice, but you have to present the concept first, sometimes with different manipulatives. So, Jess, we're going to go through Warp 18. There we go. And I'm going to show you my grade 3's work on this before we play real quick. So this would be, again, something that would be put into their binder. Notice this third grader likes to work horizontally rather than up and down. So there we go. Our skill is adding 3 addends, and our brain is working on the associative property. If I zoom in there, do you see the brainstem, Jess?
Yeah, I see it.
Yep. You always have to tell them the math that's in there. I want the parents to know there's lots of math and the kids. 1 versus 1, and you need the dice tray. How about those Edmonton Oilers? Woohoo! The goal of the game. That's what that little symbol means. The goal of the game. We're still hunting for greatest sum, Jess. Getting started. Remember, chomp, flip, take it apart. You see that embedded the management right into my rules. Each player is going to take 3 dice, shake and add. And here's the most important piece, group the dice. And the greatest sum wins, and you guys know what to do when we have the same sum. The tie, they both go in. All right, Jess, so let's get going. 3 each. You guys can play along. We're going to shake, catch, and I like my doubles. There they are. 6 and 4 is a powerful 10. What do you have, Jess, and how would you group it?
I see a powerful 10 as well. 4 and 6 is a powerful 10, and 1 more is 11.
So in yours go, and my go to the penalty box. 3 more out. Shake, catch. There's my 6, and 5 more makes 11.
Okay. 2 and 3 makes 5, and now I have doubles. 5 and 5 is 10. So you win this round.
I got that one. All right, let's go again. Shake, catch. I'm going to make a 6 there. 6 and 6 is boxcars. That's 12. Rock. Boxcars, rock. And woo!
Ooh.
What do you got?
6. I have doubles. 3 and 3 makes 6, and 6 is 12.
And in a tie,
Oh, can you hear me? Did I freeze or did Jane freeze?
She froze.
Okay. She froze. Okay. Sometimes you don't know. She's still in here. Yeah.
Where can we get those booklets?
You got the booklet in your email. So this, I emailed this out to you with all the games in it. They do have the printed books as well that you can buy right from their website. Hold on, the other group is texting me now. I bet their Wi-Fi went out. The book that she showed you, the spiral bound one, you can get right from Boxcars. But you don't need it. These have all of the most popular games in them. So, and you have a copy of this with everything in it. I'm just going to send her an email. Actually, I might have her phone. Was everyone able to find your boxcar stuff? Like your dice, your shakers? Do you guys know where those are in your school? Yes, beautiful, good. And they're ready, they're good to go. You can go use them. You organize them, awesome. It's good. Beautiful. Every school got the, oh, here's Jane. Every school got the big box of them. Some schools might still be organizing, but that's okay. But try and get those out as soon as possible so you can start playing some games. Still organizing them, okay. I wouldn't think too much about it. Just put them in boxes, you know, like all of these guys. Put like 17 in a box and teachers can sign that out. With these guys, it depends on what your biggest class is. If your biggest class is like 30 kids, then put 30 of these. If your biggest class is 32, put 32 of these in a box and then teachers can just grab it. I would say put everything separate, just put them in a box and grab it and go. You don't have to do anything fancier than that. You have it all organized? Okay, that's awesome, good. The point is just like I heard that a lot of teachers just want class sets of things, right? Not just 6 of these, but a whole class set so that you can play all of the games. So so we were really intentional to make sure that you had whole class sets. So yeah, don't organize them fancy, just put them in boxes and get them out. Oh, Jane, you're back. I can't unmute you, Jane, but let's see. There we go. You can't unmute. Strange.
Okay, there, maybe that worked. That work?
Got it. Hey, welcome back.
We've had major issues with our internet and phone lines today, so I think something might be going on my end.
Could be, could be.
But yeah, that's frustrating. Sorry, guys. But
All good.
back to our game, 13 and 11. I'm not going to play this one all the way out because of that lost time, but we still have all those horses to roll out, and whoever has the most horses in their track wins. What I do want to show you though is student work on this.
Oh no. It's happening in the other one too, the Division 2. So it must be an issue with their internet today.
Okay, so it's the same school then, but they're doing a meeting from.
Yeah, they both live in Edmonton, and so they're at their office, and they're just in 2 different rooms. Either their office or their home. Sorry?
That's okay.
Oh. Is that Jane?
So you said everyone got the dice already in this school? Like with St. Monica's have it from previous year or?
Everybody got it in June. So every elementary school got a huge box of them in June. So St. Monica has it.
Yeah, because I just hired in August, so.
Ah, okay. So ask your librarian, DLCT, or the admin. Someone in the building will know where they are.
I'm
Because
sure
yeah,
they weren't
every elementary
used.
has it. So there should be like I don't remember the numbers exactly, but like multiple class sets of these dice kits, multiple class sets of the like the mini cards, shakers. There were like 70 some of these dice shakers. Make sure
wow.
when you set them up that you put the 6-sided dice in the shaker. So these are just grab and go. There's also like different sided dice. Like this is a 12-sided dice, and this is a 20-sided dice, and there's also 10-sided dice. And you can even change those out in these shakers. You
Oh,
know,
wow.
so if some kids could be doing up to 6 and other kids could be 12, other kids could be 20. Um, there's number lines like these, 0 to 100 number lines. What's the best way to organize the decks? You know what, to be honest, I wouldn't even worry about keeping them in their little containers. I would just put all the loose cards into a box, and then you just grab a handful and hand them out to kids. It doesn't matter how many they have, all of the games just require numbers. So I know these boxes are not the best. They break, or they don't hold together. You could put them back in elastics, but I just feel like, I don't know. If it was me, I would just have a box of them loose, and I would just have them in a big box, and I would just grab handfuls and give them out to kids to play, because I want to maximize my time. I don't want to worry about little things. So yeah, either elastics, mesh bags. You can order more of those mesh bags if you want. I ordered 10 because it's cheaper than ordering like, 3. You just get a pack of 10. You could do Ziplocs. Yeah, I would say like the easiest possible thing. To just get them out in classrooms without too much fuss. So yeah, whatever you kind of come up with those. There was also, I don't have it here, the squishy dice. She showed you the squishy dice. There were a few of those. Oh, these were there dice and dice? I'm pretty sure, right? Dice and dice. These you can make like, yeah, yes, good. Were there, was
Oh,
there
that's cute.
2? Yeah, they're super cute. Were there 2 inside or 3 or 1 inside? I don't remember. This one has 1 inside, so you could make like, for example, a 2-digit number with this, like 64 you could
Oh,
make.
yeah.
But if they have 2 inside, you can make a 3-digit, 3 inside, so you could make a 4. How do you use those? You use them any way you want. So you could make numbers out of them.
6.4.
Yeah, you could do decimals, exactly. 6.4, 64, you could do 6 plus 4, 6 times 4. Everything was intentionally bought for K to 6 and even up into junior high. If you're in a K to 9 school, there's nothing specifically for any grade or any curriculum. You can kind of use it. You could even do fractions, right? 3/6. You could do anything with them.
6
So
over 4, yeah.
yeah, 6 over
Which
4.
is, yeah, 3
Make
over
it
2.
into a uh, mixed fraction, So yeah, the sky's the limit with it, really. They do have a YouTube channel. It's Boxcars Education. I'll find it. Oops. And we always record these sessions, and then we always record these sessions and then post them. So there's some previous sessions. Here's their YouTube channel, Boxcars Education on YouTube. So they have lots on here. They have some literacy games too. Okay, it looks like John just got back in the other session, so we might get Jane back in a second. Has anyone used any of the boxcar stuff so far this year? Did you do anything fun with it so far? You played horse race this week. Oh, that's so fun. Just with addition, or did you do like multiplication or? Even subtraction you could do. Addition, grade 3s, yeah. That's a good one to start with because it'll give you some formative data, right? Do they know how to do it or not? Okay, hold on. I'm just going to give Jane a call here. 1 second. Hi, everyone. Okay. What do you do when you have an odd number? Can you play horse race with 3 people? Ooh, it's a good question. Let's ask Jane that. I'm sure that you can. Yeah, you could play. You might just need a different color of dice, but you have, here I can turn this one on. You have more colors of dice, so that's what I would do. Okay, can you see my screen? I'm gonna take over. I'm gonna be Jane. Pina, you're teaching your grade 2s how to play Salute. That's such a good one. Beautiful. Okay, I'm gonna show you addition face-off. I don't know why it's so zoomed out though. Whatever, it'll be okay. So this is the next game that's in your package. You have a copy of this. You guys can see it, right? Can someone give me a thumbs up? You're good? Okay, perfect. Does someone want to play with me? This one is good just for a basic addition. So we're gonna have our deck of cards. If you, we're gonna take out these like wild ones. I'm just gonna pull out numbers like 3 to, or sorry, 1 to 10. We could even put some zeros in there, but I'm gonna take out the 10, 11s, and 12s. And we're just gonna do this. That should be good. So I just want these numbers 0 to 10. I'm gonna split them up between my partner and I. And then we're each going to flip 2 cards. So I'm gonna pull up this one. We're looking for the greatest sum again. My camera is not as good as Jane's. Okay. I can't get it. Okay, Roselle, that's all right. I'm going to be this bottom one. You can, or I'll be the top one. You be the bottom one here.
Okay.
So I'm going to say I have 0 and 5 makes 5. What do you have?
I have 3 plus 1 makes 4.
That's good. So 5 is a greater sum, so I'm going to keep those cards. You're in the penalty box, as Jane would
Oh,
say.
no.
Okay, we're going to flip over another 2 for me. Of course, you would flip over your own. There we go. Okay, I have 0 and 6 makes 6. What do you have?
Oh, I go the greatest number. I have 9 plus 7, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16.
16. 16 is the greater sum, so you won that round. I'm in the
Where are
penalty
you putting
box
them
this
right
time.
now?
I'm just putting them up above.
Okay.
And then the winners, I'm just putting off to the side. It's so zoomed in. I don't know why. Doesn't matter. Okay, so we can keep playing that one just like that. Flip 2 cards for me, 2 cards for you. See them there?
Yep.
Okay. 7 and 9. Well, 7 and 10 is 17, so 1 less is 16. What do you have?
8 and 4, so I can go 8 and 2 is 10, plus 2 is 12. You beat me.
Beautiful. I beat you again. You're in the penalty box. So at the end of the game, whoever has the most stacks of cards is the winner. If we tie, though, let's say we tie. Let's set up a tie situation. If I can even create it. Let's say we both have this. Then what we're going to do is we each set out 3 cards. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Can't see it all, but we each have 3 cards out. We're going to pick 2 of these 3. So maybe I pick those 2, 8 and 4. You pick these 2, and now we see who the winner is. I have 8 and 4 is 12.
And I have 8 and 2 is 10, plus the extra 5 is 15.
Ooh, good strategy. So you won that one. 15 is greater than 12, which means you win all of these cards
Wow.
for winning the tie. They love that. That's a fun one.
Do they actually love the game? The kids?
Sorry?
Do they love the game? That
They
one?
love this one. Yeah, this is a super fun one. They love playing with the cards. And it's quick, you know, this is a quick and easy one. This is a great one to do with your buddies too, if you have older buddies. I've seen this one played with older kids. If your kids don't know how to go over decades, you know, like we did the 8 and 7, if they don't know how to do that yet, then get rid of all of the numbers greater than 6. You know, and just give them 1 or even 1 to 5 just to get to 10s, 1 to 6 if you want them to practice just going a little bit over. And then you're not going to get those big numbers like 9 plus 7. You're just going to get smaller numbers. Right here, the largest number that I'm going to get is a 12. So you can change it for certain kids. Maybe there's even some kids you don't even want them to do the 5s and the 6s. You just want them to focus on 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. And you give them that pack of cards and they're going to focus on those more foundational numbers.
Hey
So
guys,
you can
can you
change
hear
this.
me?
Hi,
Can you hear
Jane,
me?
you're back. Yeah.
Oh, that is, I have no idea what happened. I can now have phone service. So, what can you do? That's never happened after all the work we've done virtually. I do want a very quick thank you for covering some games while I was gone. And I know my time is now short, but just again, the power of the journal. Here's an example of my grade 2s writing about that associative property. There's 3 add-ins and I can group them and come up with my sum. I can take the same 3 add-ins, group them a different way and get the same sum. And notice this second grader says, well, my brain likes the doubles. I would also on the Friday get them to just do a center all by themselves, roll 3 dice, show me how your brain's grouping it and give me the sum. This is an example of grade 2. Our first graders can do this. This is one that they've done with their math buddies. They're not showing the grouping yet, but they are adding. And I love this one because she's actually, this one's actually 10 years of age. She's special ed grade 4. And she is able to add accurately, but I love her message. It is fun. In your handout pack, I did give you concept skills checklist. This is my grade 2 coaching. This is actually coming out of Colonel Sanders in your city. And I worked there for the week. But if you look at, there's all the kids' names down the side. Almost all of them could count on from the greatest add-end. Almost all of them use doubles, but half the kids weren't working on Make 10. I didn't see that showing up at all. So my coaching to this grade 2 was, we got to review Make 10 because you've got to get into adding and subtracting later on with double digits. That's an example of, I play the game, that game I'd be playing all year long, but I play it, teach it on the Monday, write about it, and I record a work sample once a week to see if they're growing and developing in that fluency piece. And horse race and Morph 18 are really, truly some of their favorites. Jess, you covered adding face-off. Did you do subtraction face?
We didn't do subtraction. We just did
Face-off.
addition.
Powerful. I think I want you guys looking for, just talking about just different.
Oh no.
Oh. Might have lost her again. I think what she's going to say here, kind of the same thing that I said about the different cards, that you can give kids different dice. See those two big chunky dice that she has in
Yeah.
there? You have
7,
those in,
holy,
yeah, the big ones. You have those in your school too.
11.
They're
Wow.
with your intervention kit that came last year. So your DLT, DLCT in your school will know where those are. Maybe in your learning commons, I'm not sure, but every school has those big chunky ones too.
Okay.
Hi, Jane.
Hi. I honestly, what can I say? John's phone.
It's all good. We're making it work.
Okay, so I'll ask Sheila because
Yeah.
I'm new to special education and it's
Yeah. So there's also 20-sided dice that you guys have, and that's really, really nice for the grade 3s, both adding and subtracting. And these big 12-sided dice are great for our grade 1, 2s. One is subitizing and it matches to the numeral, and they are color coded so kids will pick up that subitizing pattern really quick. One other way I use those dice, we're going to move into Make 10 right away, but if I take the decade dice that goes 0, 10, 20, 30, up to 90, and put it with a 0 to 9 dice, I could be going 50 plus 6 or 50 minus 6. And that's that Make 10 piece that's so powerful. So this is one of my favorite dice combinations. Decade, add, subtract, and the 0 to 9 dice. So look for those in your kits. You guys, they really piled them up into your packages. So Jess, I do want to show subtraction with the cards, and then I'll do Make 10. And I don't know if I'll have time for doubles. So hopefully, Jess, when she was teaching you that game, we always get the kids when they add to put the greatest number here, 8, 9, 10, 11. And we get that behavior pretty solid before I start working on subtraction. And this is my fun phone map I use with my grade 1 to 3. It says subtraction. The greatest number always needs to go on the left hand side of our math equation in primary. And I might even put on a hair scrunchie on that left hand so they get that set up right. So I've got my math sentence set up right. 8 minus 3, 8 subtract 3. I'm going to take this 3, turn it upside down, 1, 2, 3, and count 5 left. So again, I get my math sentence set up. If a child doesn't understand greatest and least, you've got to go to number face off, which is just a comparing game that I use on the ruler. If they don't know 9 is greater than 4, you got to go back to just comparing numbers, because when we subtract, it has to be set up like that. We're going to take 4, turn it upside down. 1, 2, 3, 4. And my answer is 5. So that's what I do with grade 1s. And a lot of my grade 2s are still here at the start of the year. Very manipulative, and we use the cards to help with that. When they're ready, we start counting back. And again, these rulers are in there. They're very helpful. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. 9 minus 4 is the sum of 5. 8, 7, 6, 5. 8 minus 3 is a name for 5. 7, take away 2. 7, 6, 5. 7, 6, 5. The answer is 2. We call that count back. And then the last stage out, we're going to do what I call part whole. And again, this really reflects on children's deep understanding of number line and number sense. 9 and 7 are near neighbors. They almost touch on the number line. So grade 1s, we're not going to go 9, 8, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and you see them doing it on their fingers and they lose track of it all. They're almost neighbors. We're going to go 7, 8, 9. Part whole. The difference is 2. When numbers are close on the number line, 11 and 8 are pretty close. We're going to whack-a-mole this one. 8, 9, 10, 11. The missing part is 3. I call that part whole, or we're counting on to find the difference. Okay, so that's 3 things for subtraction. I would be teaching that with my giant cards because they can really see them in small group until they totally understand what I'm doing. And then we go into subtraction face-off. As Jess was saying, we can sort out the cards to get success built early. So I might just, for my first graders, get small cards out. And as they mature, I'll put in the bigger values. But subtraction face-off in your handout, 6 take away 6. 0 for me. 5 take away 2 for Jess is 3. And the math talk and who wins is the least. 0 is
Oh no. Jane
So
won
she's
that
saying right
round.
now 0 is less than 7. Is that she's trying to showcase which one, what's the least is what she's trying to do right now?
Exactly, yeah. So
What?
she has 0, I have 3. So she won that round.
Oh,
5
I'm
take away
looking at the
2.
addition. Oh my God.
yeah. So when we subtract least,
Nope, we lost her again.
I think so.
I love that strategy though of starting with addition and getting the kids to put the larger number on the left.
It looks a lot easier. And yeah, just putting the left, because yeah, my kids were also putting their rulers in the upside down way, counting
Yeah.
backwards. They were still
Yeah,
getting the answer, but it's not good for the number line.
that's right. Yeah. And so when you do it this way, it just builds the skills that are coming later, right? And I think actually on one of the checklists that she showed today in your package,
What's the name of it?
um,
I'm at the download. So
count on, I don't remember now. Was it the Warp 3? Oh yeah, the Warp 3 checklist has one box that says selects the greater number first.
oh yeah, look at that.
So whether you're adding or subtracting, that's an interesting thing to note. Are the students starting with the larger number first always? Because if they don't do that when they're adding, they could have trouble later when they start subtracting. So that's
Yes.
on the Warp 3.
Whoops.
Oh, I feel bad that Jane's internet is not working for us today. That's too bad. What are some of the other games here? Super Mush.
Yeah, whatever you can show us.
Hey, maybe light shakers. Maybe let's do stop highlighting. Okay, I'm gonna spotlight myself. Oh, is this Jane back?
Gosh, might be.
Okay, I'm not sure. Okay, can you see my screen here? Is it
Yep.
my screen big?
It's pretty good. I can't see the desk, but yeah, I can see
Oops.
your projector.
Okay, can you see
Yeah.
the desk now?
Now we all can. Yeah.
Okay, that's
Yep.
better than what I did last time.
And the paper is perfect.
Perfect, thank you, appreciate it. Okay, the shakers, some of the things that you can do. She has a few, oh, this is probably reversed, but you can probably still read it.
Oh, it's actually, yeah.
Oh,
Perfect.
it works? Okay, perfect, good. Um, things like just subitizing, just recognizing what numbers you see here, right? 2, 5, 3. If kids are having to count, then they're not yet at subitizing. So you can use these to build that. Matching numbers too. If they're just at a point where we shake, maybe they can just see which numbers they have doubles of or even triples of, right? So I have 2 5s and I have 2 6s, and that's
Okay.
all. Shake it up. So just building those basic skills. Ooh, look,
4
I
or
have
5s.
4 5s.
Good
Yeah.
hand.
We could even graph this,
Yeah,
and
that's what
get
I
some
was thinking. Yeah,
data
for the
going.
older kids.
Yeah, exactly. So that would be kind of cool. And then of course building doubles, right? So if we have 2 4s, well 4 and 4 is 8, 5 and 5 is 10. So just doing work trying to find those doubles. Oh, I got 3 1s. 6 and 6 is 12. So building that and then making 10 as well. Right? So can we just find tens?
Oh yeah, okay.
6 and
2 of them.
4. Oh yeah, 6 and 4. Do I have any others? No.
No.
Try it again. Do we have any tens?
Yep.
6 and 4.
And 6 and 2
Some
twos.
Yeah, somebody might say, well, I know that 2 and 2 is 4 plus 6 is 10. So you could do that. And then of course addition and subtraction. And then this is a recording sheet that the kids could record it on. They could do it on a whiteboard too, but same thing. So maybe this time we'll shake it like this, and then we can write all of our numbers in. So 5, 5, 5. Oh, this one you need 2. I lied to you. This one you need 2
Okay.
shakers, but we could do it as pairs. So I'm going to shake my 2, and then I can add them. So 5 plus 5, right here, 5 plus 5 is 10. And then the communicative property, we're going to reverse them. It's also going to equal 10. In this case, it's 5 and 5. Same with that one. But this one here is 5 plus 6 is 11, and 6 plus 5 is also 11.
Mm.
I've got lots of doubles here. Look at that. 5 plus 1 is 6. 1 plus 5 is also 6.
Okay.
So that's another thing that you could do here. They also have it with multiplication, grade 3 teachers, when you start doing some of that. So this recording sheet, like Jane said, you don't have to do it every time, but just kind of neat to see where kids are at with that. So there's other games in here that you can kind of follow along and play. Check out their website or the YouTube link that I sent before. She's got lots of games that are on there, like lots of games. Let me just go back to my camera here. Yeah, lots of games recorded on there that you can play. It's too bad about her internet. She usually will fly through a whole bunch of them with us, but hopefully you feel like you got a few games you can start using tomorrow. A
If I
thumbs
can
up in
find
the
it all,
chat.
I'll find them.
Exactly. Go find your boxcars kits. If you can't find them, send me an email, Jessie Zanutic, and then I'll figure out where they are. I'll find them. I'll help you find them in your school, but they should be there. And then you have the booklet in your email. So, and I'll send you this recording as soon as it's all done. Sign up for the COTOT. Do you want the link for the COTOT again?
Sure. Yeah.
I'll
Send it to
put it
all of
in
us. Yeah.
I'll put it back in the chat here for you. So this co-taught, Jane, is going to be logged in and she's going to teach your class. So you just have to have, we'll send you the materials you need. You get the materials out to your kids. It'll likely be in partners. We're still working out the details. And then Jane will lead your class through the games. So you're just there to facilitate and ask questions and help the kids
That
out.
actually is
So,
good. I have 6 kids from grade 2, 3, and 4, and 5.
ah,
So yeah, I think that'd be really good.
yeah, and pick the grade level that you think is going to work best. We doubled them up. So there's a 1-2, a 3-4, and a 5-6. So depending on what you think they'll benefit the most from, pick that one. And of course, we'll record that. So if you can't make it at that time, that's okay too. Okay, any final questions before? Sorry, Jane's just Thanks, Laura. Thanks. We do the best we can. Hi, Jocelyn, do you have a question?
Yeah, I was wondering if there's any recordings of the game somewhere on her site, do you think?
Yes, there are. So I'll put the
Okay,
link
so
in the chat here. That's a great
okay.
question. Okay, so this is the Boxcars YouTube channel, and they've got
Okay.
tons on here.
Okay.
The other place that there are some, they're not totally finished yet though. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen here. Maybe I'll share it from here. Window. Okay.
Hey, just on a virtual meeting. It's done pretty much. Are you on a meeting? Yeah, it's on a Boxcar. It's a math. Oh yeah. A math tool.
Is this a drive that we have access to? Your speaker's off.
Oh, you didn't hear anything I said?
No, no.
I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
Thank
Is
you,
that
Michelle and
your
Helena too. Can you hear me now?
yeah?
Yeah, sorry.
Is that a drive that you have yourself, or is it a common drive?
This one, I'm pretty sure is public. I'll send you the link so that you have access to it anyways.
Okay, sure.
And then, sorry, I was just talking to myself. So this one is our elementary CSSD. So I'll send you this afterwards. And then the Boxcars, I'll go back to it here. Boxcars, they have so many in here. During COVID, they made a million videos just to get kids
Yeah.
playing math.
Sure.
So yeah, there's lots on here. All of the previous recordings are on EPD as well, so I'll put that in the email that I send out to you too.
Mm-hmm.
Great question. All right. Well, thanks everyone for coming. If you have any other questions, let me know. I'll make sure I'm unmuted when I try and answer them.